Andy, good morning. How's your day today? What's that weather like up there in New York today? Came in to say good morning. See how everybody doing. Chilly and cloudy. A good day to lay low, right? Well, I'm here. LC, you here. You staying in today? No work today. You get to chill out. It's been a what? Has it been a year since you started your new job, Andy? Has it been about a year, right? You're grinding now. You're starting to get some things down pat. A year in August. Honestly, LC, I like what I'm doing, but I've been having this itch to move from New York City. Very interesting, Andy. Very interesting to hear that. I would like to hear more. What's the what's the thought process? What's the motivation to consider that? Uh, and where are you considering or thinking about going? I think this is a great conversation, being that I know you're a New Yorker through and through. So, very interesting to hear that statement. So, would love to uh, dig down and hear a little bit more about What's that thought generated around? I know you travel a lot, so is there a place that has left an impression on you that you want to go, or is it a family move? You want to get your family out of the city? What's a little bit more? What's going on from that perspective? Like, welcome everybody. It's Sunday morning. This is just a Sunday morning breakfast communion we're having here. Andy and I are having a great conversation, and that's it. I probably will not get into the word per se. It's just more of I want to go live and say good morning. I just want to say good morning and have a conversation. Okay. It's really about having a better situation to raise a family. Heard, heard. So, um, so are you thinking like New Jersey, where you still can keep your job, or are you thinking like suburbs of Atlanta, Georgia, or something? Uh, or like what area is on your mind? You know, I think I'm gonna get a smoothie today. I think that's. I've had my. I'm just researching, but I like Dallas and Houston. Now, let me ask you this, Andy. Have you ever been to Dallas or Houston? And I'm asking you that for a specific question, just from experience. Have you ever been to Dallas or Houston? Okay. So basically, I was asking for weather sake. Now you do know it gets extremely hot down there, and that's the only thing I was going to say. I mean, all I know is about. I hear that Houston is very progressive. I hear there's a lot of successful people of color there, and I also hear there's a lot of beautiful women down there. I hear it's just like Atlanta, um, but progression wise, for a man of color, I've heard it is a place to truly consider to be if you want to prosper. Um, all I wanted to mention was it's hot as hell in Texas, and the one thing I learned from places I've lived is that I'm a South Florida boy. I got to be near that water. I got to have that water breeze. I cannot stand dry heat. Um, and I'm just thinking, as a New Yorker, I don't know how hot it gets in New York in the summer, but I think it probably doesn't get as hot as down south. So that's something to consider. I've seen people move. I've seen people move, Andy, from Michigan to Florida, buy a house, and within 6 months, man, they had to get the heck up out of here because the heat just was overwhelming to them. So that's the only reason why I asked. That's the only reason why I asked you. Had you been to Texas before? Um, Terrell, good morning. How are you today? We're just having some morning coffee today, Terrell. This is just a morning coffee broadcast where we just sit here kicking it. not so much getting into the word today, but just taking a moment. I was actually getting ready. Well, I was praying and I was just asking the Lord to lead and guide my day. And he told me, he said, give me 30 minutes of your time and go live. And I don't hesitate because I got all my whole uniform on. I'm ready to walk out the door. And he said, just go live. So I'm obedient, and I understand what it's about. It's about us taking care of each other, loving each other, being there for each other. You know, the beautiful thing. Andy says definitely gets real hot there. I'm still in research mode. No hard decision yet, though. That's good. You know, I would even say, Andy, this is kind of this is just sharing my experience in life. A couple things I know. If I'm thinking about leaving a job, I better start planning today, especially if I like it, because I need to give myself at least a year to get myself in order. Second thing is the best time to look for a job is when you have a job. Try to make transition from one place to another in the smoothest fashion possible. And what that does is that creates you create your own leverage. You create your own leverage, and when you do that, that's you taking into consideration everybody who depends on you and is affected by you. So that's just LC giving you a couple things I've learned about this life. Um, you like, okay, you and Toya say, okay, we're moving to XYZ. The first thing we need to do is make sure we visited the place, we know what's going on, um, get a chance to. It's like you start taking mini vacations to the place where you're getting ready to move 2, 3 times, and you go through different neighborhoods. You find where you want to live, and you secure uh, jobs, income. So, and then you go from there. But I do know this. Anytime, and I think Terrell was mentioned it as well. If you even thinking about if you're just thinking about leaving your job, you have to start planning now. Because believe it or not, this is the funniest thing about life. Some type of way we start sending nonverbal or even verbal cues to our employers and are the people around us that we're getting ready to leave. Um, as a man who's owned the company, I can tell when an employee is getting ready to quit. And they could be one of the best employees in the world. And you'd be surprised the smallest little things that humans do. So, for example, I've had good managers, and when I knew that they were leaving, all of a sudden showing up 5 minutes late was nonchalant. And it comes across as non-aggressive disrespect. You stop taking feedback. I'm just talking, but I'm just trying to tell you that eventually employers start to pick up on that you're starting to lose contentment with being in that job. And like you said, the job, you like the job, but you thinking about your family. Uh, and that's what's up. That's what's up. Because everything that I do is for Joshua and Caleb. There's just no doubt about it. Everything that I do is for Joshua and Caleb's development. Um, so I get it. I get it. Terrell, what's been going on with you, man? How you feeling, man? What's going on? What's been good with you, Terrell? I'm here though, family. And you see, you know, I talk to you guys, and you guys know I keep it very honest with you. And some people have actually figured out that if you really want to know what's going on with LC, you gotta get on those. You gotta go on those lives. He talks to the community in a very real way. And because I'll tell you what's going on with me, some type of way for me, it's therapy as well. It's therapy for me to be transparent as possible, and I see it to be a blessing. So, so I talked to everyone a little bit about the last 2 weeks, last 2 weeks for me, and you guys already know this, and I think you guys were praying for me, but it's been beyond brutal, beyond brutal. I didn't think it was going to be 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks in a row. And I hope that this is a blessing as I'm sharing this with you. The goal was finally accomplished, right? But as you guys can see from some videos that I posted, we had to replace a hot water system because it was broken. See, Andy, I needed your help, man. We had to replace the hot water system so we can get our state approval. And so we was trying to fix the one that was in place, and then finally we gave up on it. We ordered another one. We ordered the wrong one. Had to send that back. We ordered the right one, and now the hot water is fixed. Food inspection, state inspector will come out tomorrow morning at 9:30, I think, in the morning. We go from there. Brother Terrell, so I'm doing okay, LC. Just trying my best to balance my work life and personal life and spiritually. But I tell you what, Terrell, the fact that you're trying says more than enough. The fact that you're trying says more than enough, if you know what I mean. Um, the fact that you are consciously aware of that you do have a personal life, you do have a wife and a son to take care of, you do have your own personal space that you need. You are not put on this planet just to work. That is not your purpose. That's your means to an end, but that's not your purpose. Um, you got to take care of yourself. And I hope through the conversation that we're having, guys, that I hope that I'm leading by example, because that's actually what I'm sort of talking about. I'm talking about the last 2 weeks for LC has been brutal from a mental and psychological standpoint, not so much emotionally, but mentally and psychologically. It's who let the dogs out. I mean, just attacked on all fronts. And I want to tell you something that's changed. I do want to tell everybody something that has changed. And this aligns, it's funny, this actually aligns, Andy and Terrell, with exactly what both of you have shared with me this morning. When you start to learn what's important, You know what? You start buckling down and getting very serious about who you are and where you're going. When you realize that your life is way bigger than your need to go make money, you won't be set free. You won't be set free. Everything that we are doing right now, as far as me and my business partners, is to make money. But I just want to share with you, when it starts costing you your peace, nothing is worth it. That's all I want to say to y'all. You got to protect the love in your heart, your peace, your mind. God Almighty. Oh, if I had been raised a little bit different and knew this, there's a whole lot of things I would have done different, but I'm trying to do them different now. I got up this morning, ate some cucumbers, drank some water, some vinegar, salt and pepper. I'm going to stop by a store and probably get a green smoothie. These are all the things that have to happen in order for me to be at peace with Israel. I try to be as nice as I can to everybody I deal with and be not close to 99% of the people I deal with. That means I want to stay out of other people's business because I'm trying to protect my peace. I've even learned right down to this, Andy, Terrell. I've learned this. I've learned this. Everybody doesn't deserve your time. And there are a lot of people who I may care for, but I don't want to necessarily share space with them. And that's simply because I want to open the space for them to be themselves. That's the beautiful thing. I'm talking about real love, y'all. When I'm talking about real, genuine, godly love, when you start really trying to walk in God's love, you want to allow other people to be themselves without you trying to influence them being themselves. You just leave people alone. Let people live their lives. If the way they live their life is not a way that you are living your life, then you just separate yourself from them without any back talk, slandering, getting mad and angry because someone doesn't want to be friends with you. No, you learn to respect other people and let them live their life. The question is, do you know how you want to live your life? And if you know how you want to live your life, then that's all that matters. Okay, so this happened about a week ago, and I'm going to repent right now. I'm going to repent. People who don't know me, I don't want to hurt their feelings. But if it's people that know me and I love you, and if I know I can say something to you that today you might not agree with, But tomorrow, you may find it extremely valuable. And you realize that LC was not trying to hurt me, he was trying to help me. So, one of the things I am learning is to be careful who I share my counsel with. I want you guys to listen to me very specifically. To be careful who I share my counsel with. So a young lady was talking about how she was extremely frustrated about how she's trying to help people spiritually. Okay. And I sat there and listened to her go on and on and on about, people won't listen to me. I've been trying to help people and they don't want to listen to me. And finally, I said something, but it broke her. When I said it broke her, she felt that she needed to shut down her ministry page and that she said, this is why I'm an introvert and this is why I don't speak out. But I failed to understand how much my words meant to her or affected her. She doesn't know me the way y'all know me. She doesn't know me the way y'all know me. She hasn't been rocking with this ministry for years. And I simply said, the most effective way for you to reach and be effective in other people's lives is for you to worry about you more than worrying about trying to change other people. That's what I said, Andy. And it crushed her. And then I said a couple choice words. I said that's the problem. That's the problem with especially Black people. Black people always trying to tell other Black people what to do. Just be the example. And then whoever finds your information helpful, those are the people you're supposed to minister to, not the people who you want to listen to you. Well, she has this whole page and she's a spiritual worker and people are doubting her. And I came to you because I thought you'd give me some tips. And then you turn around, Israel, and you attack me. I didn't attack you. I didn't attack you, but it was my fault and I repent. Cause it wasn't like I was talking to Terrell. I wasn't talking to Andy. I was talking to somebody who has a concept of me. But when you get me one on one, you will meet the real me, and the real me you may not like because I'm going to tell you the truth to the best of my ability. You frustrated and mad because nobody wants to listen to you. Okay, in all of your spiritual remedies and things you've learned, what you need to do is walk the walk. That speaks louder than anything else. And when people start seeing God in you, they will come to you and strike up a conversation out of curiosity or whatever that is. But actually getting mad because people are doubting that you're genuine or you're legit, ain't the way this works. That's not the way this works in the real world. Remember, Christ did not go around at any time in the streets or in people's houses saying, "Hey, look, hey, I can heal you. Hey, I'm God in the flesh. Hey, I got a word for you from the Lord." No, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. That's all I'm saying. And I hope many of you can hear me. So I'm just admitting to you, I am learning. I am learning to show even a greater level of wisdom I would like to believe that I have the wisdom of God in me. The spirit of wisdom is residing in me. But even I am still learning. Like Israel, don't correct that person. Leave them alone. Why? I got to protect my peace. I got to protect my peace. I got to protect the love that's in my heart. And I hope that someone is getting blessed by this message today. I'm telling you the truth. You've got to protect the love and peace that is in you at all costs. That's what LC came on here to tell you today. Yes, you do. You're responsible for protecting your peace and love. And I feel sorry for all of us who have fallen for I gotta have money. Oh man, that really did break. I gotta have money at all costs. I'm gonna leave y'all with this, and then I'm gonna call it a day. I've been saying this for quite a while, but I'm gonna say it again. You make the decision on what you allow to be placed in your spirit. The people you're listening to, the things you listen to, and the things you give your attention to. All of these things are affecting your peace and your love. Right, Andy? I can't make you see the light, but I can share it with you. I can't make you see it, but I can share it with you. And that light is there are things on Instagram and social media, you got to scroll through it. You can't give it 3 seconds of your time. There are people that you can't allow them to talk to you on the phone or hang out with you. You just can't. You got to protect your peace. You know that one friend. You know that one friend you have. And that person just loves to gossip or pay attention to things in the sewer. Ain't nothing wrong with Johnny. That's your boy. But the thing is, once you have elevated and you've grown past certain fundamental things, you got to quietly separate yourself. The only thing I'm jealous of is if you have more peace and love than me. Because I know without peace and love, you don't have anything. You don't have nothing. That's why I like the new car you got. It's cute. But do you have peace? And do you have love? Because that car payment due every month. Man, this is a nice big house you got, but somebody got to clean it. Somebody got to fix it. Somebody got to pay that mortgage. Do y'all understand what I'm saying as I'm closing out? If you don't have peace and love, you don't have nothing. You feel me, Terrell? This is the wisdom of LC. I'm just, like I said, this is morning breakfast, man. I'm just talking to y'all. We'll go live tomorrow, have a service. But if you don't have peace and love, you don't have nothing. I don't care how cute she is, how fine she is. Man, there's only one kind of a good woman, and that's a woman that brings peace or enhances the peace in your life. That's it. The rest of them ain't no good. Any women on here, I don't care. You ain't no good if you don't bring peace into a man's life. You ain't no good. You ain't no good. Trash. I'll say it to your face too. You trash. Complete garbage. And that's what Proverbs says over and over again. But I'm just telling y'all in a very I know what it's about now. It's about love. It's about peace. And boy, if you go on social media, I've been writing a comment in my mind when I see certain things. That's why I have to stay away from it. I said, do you not see the mental illness in the status of men and women dating each other in America? And I didn't even say color. If you go look at one of my posts, one of my shorts yesterday, I made this short about me and my white neighbors were at the park, and some white guy wrote something slick. He says, "Feels good to be around some people who got some sense." Now, whether you know that was underhand racism, and I guess I opened the door when I said, "Yeah, I'm out here with my white neighbors, and I like living around white people." So he took the ball and ran with it. I said, "Well, no, that's not so true." You see my comment. So no, that's not so true that all white people got good sense, because where I live, there's been more domestic violence. Police is out here for white people than black people. Now, black families only make up about 3 families in the entire complex. But I said, there's been more cops called out here for white people. I said, so my point was, uh, re- blacks tend to be the race that is so dysfunctional that they wear their emotions on their sleeve. They have no discretion. But other races have the same exact things happening, if not greater things happening, but they've learned how to try to cover up their mess until it can't be covered up. That's the only difference. So when I say people, I mean all people. The dysfunction in relationships is prevalent. And I'm done after this, except for those who are truly saved and filled with the Spirit of God and who are walking with the Most High. They're the only ones that are experiencing God's peace, love, and joy. They're the only ones living quiet, godly lives. Happy. Oh, I tell you this too, especially Andy and Terrell, y'all married. Andy, you might need to move because, simply put like this, if you want to, your LC gonna tell you this. In today's society, you cannot let people know that you're happy. Oh, oh. Ooh, tell it, LC. In today's society, because everybody around you in their relationships are miserable. So if it even looks like you and your man are happy, you and your woman are happy, you got friends and family that are standing like soldiers ready to disrupt it. I'm miserable. I want you to be miserable too. That's the thought process. And because all of you are a little bit younger than LC, I close out. I think I got like maybe 10, 15 years on most of y'all. Protect your family. Be mindful of your choices. And do your best to serve the Most High. I always say that. I say practice holiness. I didn't say you holy. I said practice holiness. Do your best to serve the Most High. Why do you say it like that, LC? Because ain't nobody perfect. And you got lust and desires in you just like anybody else do. If you knew what it costs for me to get to this place of where I'm at and how I live, how can I tell you to live the way I live? But you'll get there. You'll get there. You'll get there. Well, you just totally surrender to him. Surrender your money, your heart, your fears, your body, your life, all to him. So God bless each and every last one of you. I am going on a 2-day cruise to Grand Bahamas, leaving West Palm Beach on June the 4th and coming back on the 6th. June the 4th on the Margaritaville. June the 4th and coming back on the 6th. It's a special that they're having of $199 for 2 people. And me and my children, all my children and my grandchildren, we are all going on this 2-day cruise to the Grand Bahamas. I've been to Grand Bahamas before. I love it. So if anybody ain't doing nothing, June 4th, June 6th, come join us. It's 2 days. And LC will talk to everybody later. Look for the shorts and the postings on Instagram. I like to post curious and interesting things. If it moves me, I share it with y'all. Later.